G'day nerds, we are playing Victoria 3. We are still working on some production method stuff. I'm trying to get Wallonia and Flanders up to speed and with full access to our market. That's going to take some time. We are still building up some railways in Flanders, and we'll probably end up needing to build more. I got a bunch of railways queued up here. So that's going to take some time, but it is what it is. I think we can actually go ahead and increase the size of our construction sector a little bit. And we'll build some of that in... Oh my goodness. In the Low Countries. I'm actually going to need more railways in Holland. And Gilra as well. Alright. So that'll be good. Also having some railway problems some infrastructure problems in Ulster. Oh wow, we got a lot of labor available in these zones in Ireland all of a sudden. That's wonderful. Excellent. Very good. Alright. So we'll get those figured out. I'm just going to pop a few to the top. One of the ones in Ulster, one of the ones in Munster, one of the ones in Gelra, and one in Holland. And then we'll put all of these construction sectors up above that. And then put some more construction sectors just kind of generally in Africa, anywhere we got labor available. Anyway, that should probably be enough. 143 plus 29, that puts us at, I think, 172. That's a pretty substantial overall increase. So yeah, let's go ahead and queue those up to the top. And that'll be some time, and then we'll be good to go with that. So, the London Metro. A new network of underground train stations has been inaugurated in London, providing iconic and cheap transportation within city limits to commuters. The streets were so much more civilized these days, he thought, as he made his way down to the metro station. Where once they'd been flooded with the dreary march of multitudes shuffling to and from work, now those unsightly herds had been corralled underground, pressed into their tubes, hurtling through the tunnels. And what was progress, if not speeding, through the dark? That's quite a quote you got there. That's quite a quote. So, another step towards the city of tomorrow, that's extra urban center throughput, or a new symbol of our nation's progress, that's extra prestige. You know I'm going to go with this prestige, because even though I don't need it, urban center throughput never seems to be all that good. Proletarian revolts in Cuba, communist revolts in Sierra Leone. We got our units in place to deal with that. So, standard of living is going up. I'm actually going to grab some more government admins and increase and flip them over to the new production method because I want to go ahead and get our workplace safety institution increased a little bit more, and that's basically so that I can get our our population growth up. Because again, in England, we're having some worker shortages. Of course, we got huge populations in Ireland. A bunch of our new immigrants are showing up in Ireland and not England, which is interesting. Let's go ahead and finish modernizing the Army of Ireland by getting these. Oop. That was dumb. I did it dumb. Probably shouldn't have closed those out immediately, but it is what it is. So, Army of the Cape of Good Hope. You need some heavy tanks. I'm going to put those in Munster. I've got some labor available in Connaught that I could use. I'm not going to close out the those siege artillery right away because it's going to be a while before we get ready to go with that. Smoke and Cabaret. The opening of a luxurious cabaret at the foot of the Montmartre Hill has made the nightlife of Paris considerably lively, attracting, of course, the suspicion and attention of conservatives. Why are we concerning ourselves with what's going on in Paris? Oh boy, an agitator. That guy might actually be good. Okay, cool. Okay, guys, dial it back. I'm trying to read this. The woman sighs through the report in a smoke-induced room. Incense and cigarettes are indistinguishable. So is vapor, even though it's impossible to know where it's coming from. The music is muffled here, thick as syrup. Thank you for the company in these cold nights, she purrs, tossing the documents into the fire. We were much in need of some extra fuel. That place has it all. This costs us a bunch of authority, but increases urban center throughput. It doesn't say where. It's urban center and home counties. Or the immoral joint shall be shut down at once. 2% of pops in home counties become more radical, but extra authority. I'm going to go with the second one. There's a nice authority boost. So, what's going on over here? Everyone's having a fight. Oh no, it's Tagort. It's just Tagort. Romania has a colony? Yes, it has a protectorate in Tagort. Where is it? Over here. Oh, that's why France hasn't taken that area over yet. Because it's a, oh, maybe Romania had a talk with them and said, be my protectorate, and they were like, yes. So, we have a movement to enact no colonial affairs, and I'm actually extremely inclined to do it. You're a pacifist. So if I pull you into leadership of the Industrialists, we can just go ahead and close out colonial resettlement. Yeah, so let's do it. And we'll just turn on no colonial affairs. Because there's nowhere else to colonize. It doesn't help us any. There's no movement anymore because the guy's in power, but like the guy's in power. So, how are things going? German Empire and Austria-Hungary are conciliatory towards us. Hey, there's dough rollers. Wonderful. So, I think we've got pretty much all of... We don't have modern battle fleet tactics and aircraft carrier research, nor do we have chemical warfare, so we'll knock those out. And then in production, we still need to get flash freezing. And other than that, we'll all be good to go. Do I have the higher production method for oil wells active? Yes. Yes, I do. Combustion engine derrick. Yep. Anywhere else I got oil? No. Alright. And then Spain is dealing with a proletarian revolt in Cuba. I don't need to involve myself in that. So. Let's see. Infamy is 6.5. I'm in the middle of a war right now, but I think I want to reduce Brazil's autonomy, just so that I can turn them red, and then I can have a big red splotch on every continent in the world. And that'll be, that's very British. We're just, the important thing is we're going to mess up the maps. Throw some scout cruisers in somewhere else. I know I got an army that's got one unit of skirmish infantry from a barracks that I took somewhere here. Just need to figure out where it is. Home army needs a new leader. Maybe not. Home army also needs some upgrades. What do we want here? Both of these guys are reckless. This guy's a persistent Supply requisitions expert, let's go with him. Austria-Hungary abandons Spain. But that's fine. German Empire is going after Egypt for Sinai. Someone's going to get this Suez Canal built. And I think Germany is likely to be... Ooh. Germany, you're pretty infamous. I don't know why you think you could just go bashing heads all around the world. But apparently they can. There's kind of Sierra Leone dealt with. So, Household Division's got some heavy tanks. Home Army does not have any heavy tanks. So we're going to go ahead and put some heavy tanks in. We're going to put them in Connaught. 15 battalions of them, and then we'll throw mechanized infantry up to 10 as well. Up to 40 as well. So that should be enough for now. We have to be going on with. Alright. Railways are in the process of getting built. Those are going to take forever. So, I think I'm just going to throw all of these barracks all the way at the top, and we'll try to get them all done straight away. And then I'm going to throw just the railways in Ireland up to the top just to make sure those get done within a reasonable time frame. And then we'll be good to go. Now, the London Botanical Gardens, the zoo in the home counties, has begun to expand its exhibits with a surge in British prosperity and leisure time. From my private collection, I'm capable of lending to you a most excellent specimen of lion captured as a cub from a hunt in Africa. I happen to know for some time that a collector and breeder of exotic birds, which possesses in his private menagerie a magnificent parakeet. The curator stood back and regarded the sponsors before him. Sirs, all I require from you is the majestic lion, symbol of strength the world over. 2% of petit bourgeois pops become in home counties become more loyal, and 25 prestige for 5 years. Let's do it. Ooh, there's more oil in the Trucial Coast. Don't mind if I do. Well, this is the first oil in the Trucial Coast, I think. Private sector's already building that up. So there's the revolt put down. Reduced autonomy. This will give us 17.7 infamy, but we can tolerate that much. So let's do it. They will accept. And indeed, they have accepted. So Brazil is now our dominion. Excellent. Oh, it's a red world. Alright. First event for no colonial affairs. Grassroots support for law. The political wills and desires of the lower classes will always remain an opaque matter. For whatever reason, the support for no colonial affairs has spread like wildfire across Great Britain, spurred on by charismatic speakers and lively debates in small-time social clubs. They're backing what now? Well, who are we to complain? While their support was never a prerequisite for success, it sure doesn't hurt to have it either. Use this common ground to calm the masses. This makes lower stratum pops in the Midlands more loyal. Our public enthusiasm expedites reform. This makes the industrialists stronger and increases enactment chance. Our stall chance is only 10% here. I'm not in a rush. I'm not doing anything special. Let's grab some extra loyalists in the Midlands. Midlands is extremely populous, so having some extra loyalists will be really nice. Gelre and Flanders are still in the process of incorporating. Alright, let's go ahead and increase the speed to 3 while we muck about over here. So, we got these railways under construction. Actually, let's throw... I don't need all of these built right now immediately. Let's put a few of them at the bottom, because we really want to be focusing on getting these barracks built. That's the core thing. Montenegro has an obligation. I don't need that. In particular, this army is getting its heavy tanks built. And I want to reduce that siege artillery. Caribeño mass migration to the Midlands. Wonderful. Things are rough over there in the Cuban proletarian revolt, I must say. Diplomatic pact trade agreement with Paraguay. Okay, alright. We'll improve relations with them. Paraguay is my color, so sense reason they should be within my sphere anyway. Uruguay, I can improve relations with them as well. Alright. So, we're continuing to monitor. There's aircraft carrier. Alright, so Wallonia and Flanders are suffering significantly reduced turmoil by comparison to where they were at. How are these railways doing? We're getting 2 railways in the process of being built, and the ones in Wallonia are finished. So does Wallonia have the market access they need? Not really. Oh, we have a new training method that we can do, so let's go ahead and do it. For power plants, we can go to oil-fired, but I don't actually think we've got the oil we need for that. It's also going to cost us a bunch more engines. Are our motor industries... Some of them are using electrics, so that is good. Discord within the petite bourgeoisie. An influential faction within the petite bourgeoisie has grown frustrated with their co-members' neutrality on the topic of no colonial affairs. Themselves in favor of the law, they've now resolved to form a separate political faction intent on passing it. How can you all stand idly by and watch the world pass before your eyes? Have you no sense of honor, of duty to your fellow man? I say nay to such lack of ambition, and I dare say I'm not alone in this. With their support, the bill shall pass, or the Industrialists extend an open hand to these mavericks. I'm going to do the second one. It's going to get us less enactment chance, but it's going to make the Industrialists stronger, while making the petite bourgeoisie weaker, and I think that grants us a certain degree of flexibility here. Standard of living is continuing to go up. We've got enough bureaucracy that I could max out workplace safety, and that would continue to increase my overall capabilities in terms of keeping my standard of living high. I'm actually surprised my standard of living isn't higher given everything, but, you know. It's tough being a massive colonial power. I've been doing a lot of fighting. I think we're going to also go ahead and increase the size of the Army of the West Indies. Just by a bit. I'm still really tight on labor all throughout England, which is a shame, but it is what it is. And we'll throw some heavy tanks in here. We got plenty of space for heavy tanks in Ulster. Or Munster. Oh, we'll do 10 in each. And then that'll be reducing our number of... I'm going to cut these extra lancers. I don't think they're doing anything for us. Spitting Fire is closed from the journal. That's a flamethrower-based entry. German Empire is going ahead and fighting Egypt for Sinai. And I think we're out of, except for the ones we just queued in, we're out of barracks in the trees. So I think that means the Army of the Cape of Good Hope. Yes, all right. They've got their heavy tanks hired, so I can go ahead and reduce the number of siege artillery overall. Well, progress to review. Wonderful. Nearly there. Dancing on Wheels. A roller skating rink has opened in London, presenting a new, exciting form of entertainment for the urban classes. A craze? Yes, of course it is. What else? Where else could you see a millionaire in diamonds and silk falling on his bottom, laugh like a madman, and do it all again? A spot of well-needed whimsy, plus 1 urban center employee's standard of living, an easy way to forget one's demons, plus 2% of middle stratum pops in home counties become more loyalist. I'm gonna do the first one. Let's get some standard of living in here. So Army of the Cape of Good Hope, let's go ahead and increase. You're gonna need some light tanks. Let's get a few. Once we got some labor available around in Africa, so we're going to throw a few barracks in. That's enough to get this army up to 50 mechanized. We're going to cut these lancers completely, and then we're going to get 10 levels of light tanks. Put 5 in Ghana, 3 in Guinea, 1 each in Togo and Dahomey. Army of West Africa, similarly, let's go ahead and scale up. We got a bunch of labor available in Hausaland. 2 more, and then we'll want 5. And yeah, we'll go up to 50. 5 more in South Cameroon. And then we do not have any heavy tanks here. So let's queue in, let's cut the Lancers once again. And we'll queue in light tanks. 5 levels in Hausaland. Just checking labor availability. Alright, yeah, it's mostly around here. Alright. Workplace safety is up to level 4. Dissenters break ranks. To outside observers, the Industrialists may appear firmly committed to the idea of no colonial affairs, but behind this facade of unity, discord has long festered. Now a clique of dissenters have finally had enough and have officially broken with their fellow members over the issue of the reform. For how long have we stood together? How many times have we lent a willing hand your way? Yet our own concerns are left unanswered, and our own desires left unmet. If we shall not be heard here, we shall be so elsewhere. I'm going to offer them custodianship over a new draft. I feel like getting a setback at this time doesn't necessarily cause a problem for me. And I don't want to weaken my industrialists. So that's enough talking army reform for now. Mosquito Peasant Revolt. Send the army of Australia to deal with it. Same as in accordance with our custom. I should annex the Mosquito Kingdom. I feel like that would be the best way to deal with this situation, frankly. I had a plan to do that for a while, and I kind of let it go. Okay, so we're still continuing to build up all of these railways. I'm going to put the other railways in Ireland at the top of the track now. Actually, no. What I'm going to do is I'm going to throw all the barracks in at the top. And then I'm going to put the rest of the railways in Ireland up above those. And I'll do the ones in England as well. So that we're just... Because there's no rush with a lot of the ones in Africa necessarily. Like, the only thing that... They're not actually short on market access. It's just a question of balancing things. Luxembourg will be 2.3 infamy. Decolonization. Uruguayan people. As we dismantle the institutions of colonialism, the people of the British Raj expected to be granted independence as part of this ideological shift. You cannot dismantle colonialism without dismantling colonialism. It is not enough to simply promise not to establish new colonies. You must remove your vile grip from the people you've encompassed within your tyranny. They shall have the liberty they seek. British Raj becomes independent. We have no intention of giving up the British Raj. This deteriorates relations and reduces enactment chance. Well, gorsh. Time for hypocrisy. Relations are still pretty good. Yeah, they're still at plus 50. I don't anticipate any problems going forward. The British Raj can Raj all it likes. There's nitrogen fixation. What? Uruguay has been split in half by a peasant revolt, which is unfortunate for them, but spells opportunity for me. I'm gonna try to get another one of them into my customs union by supporting one side or the other. So, just getting on towards the maneuvers period. Uruguay will not. The revolts will not. Alright. 2 arms. Alright, this should be effective. We technically don't have any units on this front, but we've got an army over here, so there should be 2 fronts. I don't know why they're showing as the same front, but it's not. That's none of my business. Alright, so once these armies get fully built up, yes, I know you want to be my rival, but you're just being silly over there. You're being silly and I don't like it. Omani Liberal Revolt. Perfect timing, the Army of Australia just became available. Predictably, they're in the same place they've always been. So we'll just grab the Mediterranean Station Fleet and transfer them over to the Persian Gulf to get ready for a naval invasion. British East Indies obligation expiring. Interesting. Relations between us and them are good. Let's resolve that obligation to bring them up to friendly. The rise of filmography. A short film displaying workers at a camera factory in London has raised public attention to the technology of moving pictures. Audiences in the home counties have flocked to see the film and ones like it at salons and theaters alike. Investors and entrepreneurs all watched in fascination as the images unfolded on the screen. The executives exited first, followed by the women employed at the factory, and then the common laborers following after. 45 seconds felt like far longer as the tableau expanded across the cloth screen, dust particles and the rays of light from the projector hovering in the air, in equal anticipation to the audience. The 20th century will be shown on film. Extra radicals from standard of living decreases, extra electrics industries building throughput, or cinema has no commercial future, extra arts academies throughput. Let's do arts academies throughput. Art is very expensive in our market due to the English being obsessed with it. Australian capitalist revolt. Well, goodness. Alright, how many battalions you got? 19? We'll send the Army of Canada to deal with this. That's on one front, so that shouldn't be a problem. Rising speech captivates the public. This afternoon, Herbert Lovey, leader of the Industrialists, delivered a fiery speech advocating for the enactment of no colonial affairs. Making an appearance before the public in London's main square, Herbert Lovey's powerful rhetoric left even his most embittered political opponents impressed. Excerpts from the speech are already being circulated across Great Britain, fanning the fires of an already roaring debate. This should ease the path to reform greatly. Our performances like this reflect well on Herbert Lovey and his cause. I'm going to do the second one. Herbert Lovey is the head of the Industrialists, and that's going to make them stronger. And they're my primary interest group. So, I think we're going to grab the Army of the Mediterranean as well and get them in on this, just to make sure that we're very well equipped to win this war. I don't want to risk anything when we're talking about Australia, because that's a very important territory for me. Here's Germany trying to invade Egypt, which has succeeded at taking over the the Suez Canal zone. All right, we are getting our barracks built up. Actually, almost finished these railways here. So, Lao. Is Lao independent? It is. So what you're saying is, you might be willing to be, one of you might be willing to be a subject of mine. Not the proletarian revolt. No. Alright, well, it was worth a try. Let's see what else we got. Bhutan having a communist uprising. What about you? No? Communist Bhutan? No. Fireside chat. King Albert of Hanover has decided to use the new and exciting radio technology to connect more directly with the people. It's like he's there in the room with me. It is hard not to be convinced. We should express authority for extra authority. It should make us look good for extra industrialist approval. Let's go with authority. That'll let us throw a new consumption tax in there. Let's tax fine art, since there's so much of it right now. Does Albert have an heir? He does. Prince Leopold of Hanover. He's an enlightened royalist who aligns with the intelligentsia, so that would be really interesting. So let's take a look. I just want to, probably this is not going to impact the game before the game ends, but I just want to share what enlightened royalist is, because it's fascinating. So, governing principles: strongly oppose council republic, oppose all other republics, and strongly endorse monarchy. Citizenship: strongly oppose ethno-state and national supremacy, oppose racial segregation, neutral towards cultural exclusion, and endorse multiculturalism. Free speech: therefore free speech. Rights of women: therefore women's rights. And children's rights: therefore compulsory primary school, and oppose to the other ones. So it's a really interesting set of, like, royalists, but, like, progressive in a lot of other ways. Anyway, I just thought that was curious and interesting. Where are we with infamy? 15.8. Yeah, reducing Brazil's autonomy really took us a bit of extra, but I think there's the Omani proletarian revolt. So let's once again just go ahead and naval invade that area with the Army of Australia. Some of our armies are a little bit low on leadership. Army of the West Indies needs a new leader. Bigoted surveyor nihilist. Seems good. Home army. Stalwart defender, meticulous positivist. You're very good. Alright. Those seem good. And that's the naval invasion completed. So, from here, you're still getting troops in position to defend against the Australian bourgeois revolt, but that's got a little bit of time left over. So, I think we'll be alright. The ethics of exploitation. The government's attempt to pass the No Colonial Affairs Law has brought the ethics of colonialism to the forefront of public debate. We have no right to interfere, control, or exploit. They say we bring civilization. We bring misery and oppression. We rig the entire social economic structures of the colonies to serve our selfish needs. No Colonial Affairs is morally correct. A spread of options is the high likelihood of losing some enactment chance or gaining a large amount of enactment chance. Small amount chance of getting a small bonus. Or we can concede to some of their points, larger chance of any bonus, Smaller chance of a loss, but much smaller chance of a large bonus. Oh my goodness, what has happened? So we can concede some of their points. Did my boy die? He died. Well, all right then. Never mind. We're not gonna. I was just trying to save the government some money, jeepers. All you need to do was. Well, it is what it is. You win a few, you lose a few. Alright. Our battalions are nearly in position in Australia. Alright, and they're looking good, so that should be just fine. Where's the capital of the Australian bourgeois revolt? It is in Victoria. So we'll go ahead and set that as our strategic objective. Try to win over there. Alright, so we got all our barracks finished. So we got some armies that need their siege artillery amounts reduced. Army of the Cape of Good Hope. We can just cut all these siege artillery. Army of the West Indies. We've got a lot more siege artillery than we need. Home Army. We can cut the rest of the siege artillery. But let's build a few more heavy tanks here. And we'll cut these Lancers and build 10 battalions of light tanks. And Ulster. Bring those up to the top. Army of Ireland is fully upgraded. Army of India still working on hiring. Heavy tanks and light tanks, but I don't foresee that taking too long. So, how are things in the new Imperial core territories? Still a little rough. I think we may have some. There's the Money Liberal Revolt. Are we still building railways in these locations? Not yet. Okay, how much access are you actually short? You're about. If I build 60 infrastructure worth, you'll be fine. So let's go ahead and do that. Actually, no. What if I just set you to electric? That should be fine. Then I won't need all this extra access. And then you're good to go. Barely. Let's wait till another week ticks over just to make sure. Yeah. Alright, that's the number. Or no, it's still increasing by a little bit. Yeah, okay, well, we got a little bit of a buffer. What about over here? We're short by quite a bit. So let's go ahead and click the electric railways button. And let's see if that gives us the infrastructure we need. Revolution in the Caribbean. Once again, there's a Cuban revolt against Spain. You get him, Cuba. Still have a shortage. But it's not actually that much. There's modern battlefield tactics. Very good. I'm just going to throw 3 levels of railway in there. We'll queue those up to the top. So now that Flanders has got full market access, I'm hoping we see this turmoil number going down. And we've conquered all of the territory except for the strategic objective. Great. I nailed it. What a hero I am. Let's go ahead and grab the Mediterranean Station Fleet and put them over here to do some naval invasions. Got our Continent of Opportunity event. I'm going to say they're for survivors, not charity cases, once again, because I don't think that's actually going to affect anything. It appears that Germany and Egypt signed a white peace because Germany did not succeed at taking Sinai. You did it, Germany. You worked really hard at it. And the war with Australia, with the rebel Australian faction, is nearly completed. Oh, I can actually reach Tasmania without... Got macroeconomics. Everyone's favorite form of economics. Can you tell that I don't know anything about economics? I mean, I don't know nothing about economics, but I don't have a degree in economics. Let me put it that way. I'm not an economics stan. Hey, Tagort sorted itself out. And now it's independent. I wonder if France is going to take it over. I think it's incredibly likely that France will take it over, frankly. So we need to build up all these railways. I think it might be time to work on electrifying the whole empire. We'll see. We'll see how things go. We're really, really short on engines, actually. And we're really short on cars, so let's grab one of these places where we've got a lot of labor available and build up some motor industries. Do we not have any motor industries in Munster? I guess we don't. No, that can't be right. Hold on. We do have motor industries. In fact, we have a huge pile of them. But I'm going to add 10 more. And then, make sure they're producing cars. They are indeed producing cars. Much better. Actually, let's go ahead and get these buildings on the more automated production method all across the Imperial core. Because I think that is actually going to make them a lot more efficient. Heck, we'll do the same all around, basically. Perfect. Very good. Hey, there we go. Wonderful. Do I have any of them using assembly lines? No. Alright, so we'll just hit the button to put them on rotary valve. Yes, even Somaliland. Set them to publicly traded. Oh, some of them are still using the basic production method. What if we put them to using diesel engines? That'd take too much oil. Alright, well, we'll leave that be for now. Trade agreement with Peru, Bolivia? Absolutely. Armed forces are now powerful, probably due to all those massive army expansions I just did. Alright, I think next up in terms of army management is going to be naval expansions, but that's going to have to wait until next episode. For now, I've had fun. I hope you all have had fun, and I will see you all on the other side.